And welcome to week 14. I hope you're all doing well, maintaining sanity during all this wonderful stuff that's gone on. I went out and gave myself a Corona cut, which was an interesting experience, and I didn't butcher myself too bad, so that's good. We are in week 14, which means we are almost done, it's great. I'm sure you're feeling like a lot of stress building up because we have our project, but you know what? You've done it. You've got it all done, and now it's just a matter of putting it together and doing a presentation. So this video is going to talk about our presentation and how to put our final paper together. So I'm going to disappear. I'm going to go over week 14 and we'll be in good shape. All right, so our explanation of what's going on. So what I want you to do is make sure you're reading your Turnitin comments from me on the overview and researched argument. I do not think I'm going to have time to go through and provide feedback on the call to action draft, but you have feedback from your group members, so I think that'll be good. And this way, your call to action will be a surprise to me when I read it in the final draft. I won't be reading it too rough, but I think what this will do is will make our final reflection on the project easier as well, because you'll have a lot more comments to address as part of your reflection. Read your group discussion board comments. This is going to be valuable because many of you are looking at similar topics. I made a lesson called Putting It All Together. It's right down here, which goes over how we are going to organize our paper. I also actually have it as just a sheet, a handout sort of thing. So you want to look at that. The main things we're doing for this week is a presentation. Presentation is simple. It's not hard at all. I just want you to make a slideshow that has 5 slides at least. No more than 10, 5 at the minimum. This is a short presentation. We're only looking at 3 to 5 minutes. Just enough for you to be able to prove you know what you're talking about. I want you to primarily justify your call to action. How we're doing this is you will make a presentation. It can be a slideshow using PowerPoint, Google Slides, Keynote, or whatever software you have. Do not go out and buy anything. Do not worry about downloading anything. If you just do it in a Word document, that is fine with me. I'm not going to be picky at this. But you have to record your voice talking over these slides. I say do what you can do. There's many different tips. What I always do, I do a screencast over my slideshows. I have a Mac, so I use QuickTime for that. There are free screencast software programs out there. You can also do PowerPoint with a voiceover. What you do, you get into PowerPoint and you record the presentation, and then you can upload that. That might be difficult, so we're going to have to deal with some formatting issues. I prefer if you can post it on YouTube like I've done, or share it to one of your social media account videos or whatever. I've had students play their presentation on their screen and record the screen using their phone as they speak into it, and that is perfectly fine. You can sit in your living room and have your mom or dad or dog or whomever video you, like a professional recording, and that's fine, and you have posters or whatever. I don't care how you do it. I just need to be able to see and hear all the information. You do not have to be on it, so you can sit in your pajamas and record this. It doesn't bother me. I don't need to see you. You don't need a script. You don't need to memorize anything. You just need to be able to explain why your call to action is the best choice for your topic, which means you need to explain your background information. Post it to your group, and then also post it to me. So you're sharing your presentation with your group. So you're going to, I don't have a spot for it, do I? There should be a spot. Oh yeah, right here. I'm sorry. So click right here for presentations for the grade. This will go to me. It's worth 100 points. And then in your large groups, you will be able to do your presentation as well. And you have to provide feedback to your group members. Feedback is worth more than the actual presentation. The idea is to show your group members your final thoughts based on their feedback and address their questions. What I'm having you do in your large groups, I'm just going to go here and down here. You're going to upload it, and then there's 5 things you have to look at. What is the strongest part of the presentation? What does the call to action ask you to do? Can you do this or not? Do you agree with the argument and call? If you do, what convinces you? If you do not agree, what is your counter argument? What is one question you have about the call to action? So these 5 questions prove that you've actually watched the presentation and you were engaged, because no one likes to give a presentation and have everyone ignore it. So it'll take some time. So that's what we're going to be doing in week 15, is just going through and watching presentations and providing feedback. In the meantime, I'll be grading your final projects. And then our exam is going to just be writing a short reflection about the project, what we did well, what we would do differently, and then addressing those questions from me and your group members. So that's all we're doing. And that's this week. And then finally, we have your final project. It's going to be right here. You'll be done. You should be very proud of yourselves for all the work you've done. This is some serious research. Many of you have really gotten into your topics and provided a lot of good information. So I'm proud of you. So that brings us to the end of this video. If you have questions, please feel free to contact me. Many of you have. I know it feels like a lot, but you know your topics. You've researched them for almost 10 weeks now. You're in pretty good shape. Most of you have followed my advice and stuck with it. And we're doing fine. So I will talk to you later. Please contact me again if you have questions.